The rules were iron. The court lady appeared like clockwork. Still, he couldn't approach her. He warned Harper about TT's background checks. But the anger inside him stayed. Say yes or no. Only. One afternoon during lunch, James overheard a few guards chatting at the far table. They laughed between bites, bragging about how the new recruits were assigned roles strictly by merit. Mark topped the rankings, so obviously he got the king's security, one said. And Ava? Surveillance room. Only geniuses land in that spot. James kept eating, staring at the table, the food turning to sand in his mouth for a moment. So that was the story everyone believed. Merit, rankings, order. His chest twisted just a little, a flicker of sadness. But the anger inside him, that stayed, solid, sharp. He knew his time would come, and when it did, he had to be ready in every possible way. Ava slid into the seat beside him. She looked like someone pretending to be relaxed while her brain ran marathons. TT's doing background checks, she said quietly, eyes darting around. Not just on the guards, on everyone. I've been tracking his moves. She laid out the whole pattern she had cracked through surveillance feeds and movement logs. James put on an exaggerated expression of fear, leaning back like this was unexpected. Internally, though, he stayed perfectly calm. He'd expected this. He'd prepared for it. But Ava didn't need to know that. Trying to sound casual, James asked about the court lady he kept seeing in the library. Just a throwaway question, as if he wasn't dying to know more. Since Ava worked near the Queen's wing, he hoped she had seen something. Ava answered, but James noticed the tension in her shoulders, the way her fingers curled under the table, how her gaze kept drifting around like she was expecting someone to be listening. She was scared of everyone here and careful about everything she said. James backed off immediately, letting her leave with her nerves intact. He wasn't going to push her, not yet. Later, James and Harper were assigned to guard the East Wing entrance again. The court lady appeared like clockwork, slipped into the library and stayed there for around an hour, which made no sense. Royal families never visited common libraries. Books were usually delivered directly to their suites. That hour-long visit gnawed at James's mind. Still, he couldn't approach her. The rules were iron. On his way back from routine checks, James spotted something odd. Ava watching Harper, not subtly, not accidentally. Her eyes followed Harper like she was studying her. For a heartbeat, James thought Ava might confront her, but then she simply turned and walked away. That wasn't normal, and it made James rethink everything he assumed about his friends. He warned Harper about TT's background checks, but Harper just laughed, flicked her hair, and shrugged it off, exactly as James expected. Meanwhile, Mark barely got time to breathe. The palace was buzzing with preparations. A grand welcome reception and state dinner for the president of a neighboring nation. Every corridor, every hall, every guard detail was in overdrive. Later that same day, TT summoned every guard to the central hall. His voice boomed across the chamber as he outlined the protocols for the upcoming marquee event. No mistakes, no slip-ups, no excuses. Anyone who failed would face consequences. Days later, for the first time since training, James, Ava, Harper, and Mark were all under the same roof, working shifts around the massive event setup. The palace glittered with lights and tension, and in the middle of all that rush, Ava approached James quietly. "Come with me," she said. She pulled him into a quiet corner behind a stack of equipment crates. Her eyes were sharp, fierce, the way they get when she's done thinking and is ready to strike. "You wanted to know about that court lady, right?" she whispered. James's heart gave a small, sharp kick. "I have her info," she continued, "but before I give you anything, I want something in return." She stepped closer, studying his face like a scientist analyzing a dangerous specimen. "Who are you really?" she asked. "Because I see your eyes light up whenever you ask things you shouldn't even care about. So tell me, are you planning something?" Her voice dropped lower. "I need you to do a task for me, and I need a clear answer." She held his gaze. Say yes or no only.